Welcome to the Picture Book Library. My name is Katie. I'm a mom of 6 and a self-professed children's book addict. I made this channel to share the picture books that I know and love. If you don't want to miss any of my book reviews, hit the subscribe button down below and click the little bell to be notified when I release a new video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the delightful book by William Steig, Sylvester and the Magic Pebble. This is the story of Sylvester Duncan, who likes to collect pebbles of every size and shape. He lives with his father and mother, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan, and they have a lovely, simple life. One day when Sylvester was out by himself, he found a particularly amazing pebble. It was round and smooth and red just like a marble. It was perfect for his collection, so he picked it up to take it home. As it was raining, he suddenly wished that it would stop raining, and it did, immediately. Sylvester was very surprised, but after some trial and error, he realized the pebble he was holding was a magic pebble. It would grant the wish of whoever was holding it. He was delighted and headed straight home to show his parents, dreaming of all the wonderful things they could do with such a gift. On his way home, he met a lion. He was very startled, and he made a wish, a very silly wish indeed. He wished he was a rock. And while that kept him safe from the lion, it put him in a pickle because the pebble rolled right off his smooth rock side and he had no way to hold it and wished that he was a donkey again. The lion went away very puzzled, but Sylvester was stuck. And worst of all, there was no way of telling his parents where he was or what had happened to him. Meanwhile, back at his house, his parents were frantic. They stayed up all night worrying. When he hadn't returned by the next day, they went to all the neighbors to ask if anyone had seen him. No one had, and everyone went out to try and find him. All the dogs in the town went and sniffed everywhere for him. They even sniffed the rock that was Sylvester, but of course he smelled like a rock and not like a Sylvester. After a month of searching, they finally decided that there was nothing they could do. They tried to go back to an ordinary life, but an ordinary life had Sylvester, and they were just miserable. Life had no purpose anymore. Fall came, and then winter, and then spring. One day, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan decided to go on a picnic. They were trying to be happy because they knew that's what Sylvester would have wanted for them. They came to the very rock that was Sylvester, and they laid their picnic blanket out on top of him. Sylvester wanted to shout, "Mother, Father, it's me, Sylvester!" But he couldn't because he was a rock. As Mr. and Mrs. Duncan were starting their picnic, they noticed a shiny, round, red pebble next to the rock where they were sitting. They both knew that Sylvester would have loved to have had this rock for his collection, and they picked it up and put it on the rock that was their picnic table. They both said out loud how much they wished Sylvester was there with them. And Sylvester, who could hear them, also wished it in his mind. And in less than an instant, there he was, restored to his normal donkey self. You can imagine the scene that followed. It was such a joyful reunion. When they got home, they put the pebble in a safe because someday they might want it, but for now, they had everything they needed. Sylvester and the Magic Pebble was written by William Steig. It was published in 1969 and it won the Caldecott Medal in 1970. William Steig was born in 1907 to Polish-Jewish immigrants from Austria. You might remember another author and illustrator that we've talked about on here who was also of Polish-Jewish descent, Maurice Sendak. William Steig came from a family of artists, and he started drawing cartoons for The New Yorker in 1930. He quickly became known as the king of cartoons. He actually didn't start writing children's books until he was 61 years old, but he excelled at this too and won multiple awards for his books. He is well known for titles such as Dr. DeSoto, Roland the Minstrel Pig, and a little ogre you might have heard of named Shrek. Amazingly, when Shrek 2 was released in 2004, William Steig became the first sole creator of a movie franchise that made over $1 billion after only one sequel. Sylvester and the Magic Pebble has a much more low-key movie version, and it's available on Amazon Prime. I'll put the link down below. This story has some very sweet elements, like a healthy family structure at home, parents that care very much about their child, and the concept at the end that family is really all you need. However, it's also kind of dark. The first time my husband read this to the kids, he came back and told me, "That book is terrifying." The idea that Sylvester could be stuck as a rock forever and never be reunited with his family? That's a scary thought. The fear that Mr. and Mrs. Duncan go through when they realize their son is missing and the grief they experience when they believe he's gone forever, that is deep and tragic. The book does have a happy ending, but it also contains some very difficult elements for children. However, I think that this is a good thing for children's books. It presents very difficult ideas and allows them to process it in an environment that is fantasy. My kids never seem to mind too much. To them, Sylvester is a silly donkey who makes a silly wish, experiences an alarming situation, and is finally and happily reunited with his loving family. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, go ahead and hit the like button. It really does help other people to find my channel. And if you drop a comment below, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever read Sylvester and the Magic Pebble? Any other William Steig books? What's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!